Well, hi everyone. Welcome to the New England Racing Show, Manchester, New Hampshire, Community TV, Channel 23, and also on YouTube. And I'm your host, Bill Sturgis. Well, this past weekend, a lot of people went down to Thompson Speedway for the World Series of Auto Racing down there. But we decided to go to Canaan Speedway up in Canaan, New Hampshire. A nice little quarter-mile dirt track. It was their final event ever because someone bought the track and they're closing it down. They're going to turn it into a road racing facility. So we decided to go up there and see what was going on. A lot of these cars run at Bear Ridge also and Legion Speedway in Wentworth. So as usual, we take a pit tour where we'll walk through the pits and check out the cars and people working on them. So these are the coupes that we saw a few weeks ago up at Bear Ridge. It's number 4, Jeff Robbins. The 18 of Jason Colbeth. And you know, they look like old cars, but they're not. They're just bodies that resemble old cars, and underneath they're really nice cars. Best of everything. Shocks, suspensions, custom frames. They had the Sportsman Modifieds up there. That's a couple of these here. And some sprint cars of New England. SCONE is their acronym. Number 8 of Kevin Chafee there. We'll try to keep up with the numbers here as we go along. These look just like World of Outlaws cars. I mean, look at the size of those rear tires. They're huge. And the only difference is about $60,000 in the engines. These have 360s, and the World of Outlaws run 410, all aluminum, big bucks. There's a 21 and 22. Spencer Allen, Patrick Smith, obviously teammates. It was a full day event. We got there at 12:30. The heats started at 1:30, and we left around 8 o'clock, and they were still going. They ran a 100-lap Sportsman Modified feature, and we were starting to tape it. After about 3 laps, you couldn't see a thing. Those cars, because of the aerodynamics, they just raised so much dust. The 18, Troy Como. The 6X, Mark Cole. That's a nice looking car. They all pretty much are, really. They have the nose wing on the front and a big wing on top. It really gives them a lot of traction in the corner. They can go pretty fast in the corners. 77 of Butch Valley Jr. He raced a small block super at Lee with us for a few years, and his dad was a crew chief for one of the fastest supers ever to race at Star. The 77 that Dave Samard drove for a while. There's Butch Sr. right there. Ready to go. The 38, Bob Giuliani.
Dan, any toe plates? Yes, I do. Right there, buddy. Sam. Back of the truck. So
Other than the engines, these cars are have a lot of money in them. A lot of pride in these cars too. This is the 7 of Dan Duville. When we were at Bear Ridge, Dan took a nasty flip on a restart. He hopped somebody's wheel in front of him, destroyed the car. Although it didn't look quite that bad on his tape. But he, got a new frame and got another car out there. He's a real racer. 181 is the Coastal 181. They produce books. They sell racing books. If you go to their website, Coastal 181, you can get a lot of racing books on different drivers. The 5. We have an 05. I don't know if that's it. Sean Berry. But that may not be it. The 2 of Chris Downs. There's one of Canaan's. That's one nice thing about going to these races. You see a lot of nice looking women. That one there is pretty camera shy, but that's one of the side benefits. They see you with a camera and they all want to pose. The 20 of Tyler Rich. The 17, Chris Donnelly, the black and green and with white numbers. He did really well at Bear Ridge a few weeks ago too. I think he finished second in the feature. Came from the back.
Is this the crew chief right here?
It is. Same thing.
He's doing pretty good, I must say.
That must be the official guard dog.
Yes, this is, yeah.
Yeah, the official guard dog right there of Canaan.
Should be good. Okay, it's going to get it on the ground, bud.
I don't know if he could catch much with those little legs. Says, Dad, someday I'm going to be in that car. And he probably will. .32 Evan Kingsbury. Number 8, Kevin Chafee. The 9, Robbie Bodwell. And if you think this is low budget, look at this hauler. 5th wheel, triple axle. They have a double decker. And Canaan's a little different than most tracks. It's got actually 2 tracks, an asphalt track and the dirt track that we're covering today. But the asphalt track is right next door, and that's about a 3/8 mile. Looks like about the same as Lee Speedway. And that was vacant that day. There's the 81 of Louis Cadwell, who won at Bear Ridge when we were there a few weeks ago. That's a Sportsman coupe. There's his daughter waving to us. That 77's a nice car. Let's see who that was. Double Zero of Jason Gray. He runs right up front in Bear Ridge. There's a late model. Double Zero of Brandon Gray. Must be his brother. The 15, Adam Pearson, another top runner. And another coupe. The 3 of Jason Horniak. He ran real good at Bear Ridge. The 33, Melvin Pearson. Another modified. And Snack Bar was a big hangout. We have Jordan Fornwell. I don't know if that's him. Another late model, the 16 of Brian Chafee. And here they're scaling the cars before, just to make sure, or if they already ran their heat, to make sure they're legal. Okay, here's the dirt track. We were standing in the grandstands next door at the asphalt track, watching them run the grader and a water truck. And another flatbed around, wetting the track down, packing it down. The crowd filled up during the day. I mean, they had a pretty good crowd there for the last day of the year. About twice as many that are there right now. The parking overflowed into the other track's parking area. So that's the thing about dirt tracks. Everyone like hangs out and they pack the track down. They had already done their heats at this point. It's probably 4:30 in the afternoon. So they treat the track every couple hours. Otherwise, I guess it gets packed down and glazed over and full of potholes. So here we are standing at the top of the grandstands checking out the asphalt track. I had been there about 15 years ago when they first built it and saw a pro stock race there. It was pretty good. It's a nice facility. The facility was actually sold to a professor at Dartmouth College. His intent is to tear the two tracks down and build a road racing facility. But we heard a rumor Saturday when we were up at Canaan that if the facility sits vacant for more than a year, that they lose their permitted use as a racetrack. So they have to run, they were saying 6 events during the year. So there's a possibility that they may run 6 events. I don't know if that's 6 between the two tracks or 6 for the dirt and 6 for the asphalt, but that's good news if that's what's going to happen. So everyone's all excited about that, that it may not be the last race ever after all, because we'd hate to see that place, another track, closed down. We've seen a few closed down. Twin State closed last year. They ran a few events this year to keep their permitted use, and I hear they're going to run next year. So that's good news. And we plan on going to Canaan some more next year for sure. You know, this was the last race of the year pretty much anywhere. It was run the same weekend as Thompson ran their World Series of Auto Racing. And we taped a lot more races, so we'll be able to show you some more racing in the next month or so that we taped and weren't able to show you all at once. What we did tape this evening, we're going to show you right here, is the Sprint Cars of New England, their feature race. And here they are coming around to take the green. That's Dan Duval out front. Dan's the one that took that nasty flip at Bear Ridge a few weeks ago when we built this car. So this is a 30-lap feature. And here they are sideways in the corner. And, uh-oh, I don't know about this one. Cars tangling, and we have a flip on the main straightaway. That ended up being Butch Valley Jr., the 77. Good thing there's a wing on top for these cars, because that helps cushion the driver in a flip. And Butch was okay. Maybe got a little dizzy flipping over a few times.
Word is that the driver is okay, race fans. Let's hear it for Butch Valley Jr. Gary Smith right at the start. Multi-car event exiting turn 4. And the car is gently lowered down.
Fortunately, the cars don't weigh too much, so you get 4 or 5 guys there, maybe 6 or 7, and they turn the car back over. Butch is okay. Disappointed. I'm sure you come here to run a 30-lap race and wreck on the first couple of laps. We've been there, done that. It's not much fun. Okay, here's a restart. Dan Duval out front again. I felt bad for all the people I knew that went down to Thompson Speedway. They don't get to see racing like this. That was billed as the big weekend, but I mean, this is just awesome racing. Just like at Bear Ridge. I've become a dirt track fan this year. I did see a lot of people I knew here. There's a 17, Chris Donnelly, running up front as usual. Is that the 38? Bob Giuliani. it's just fun to watch these cars work the outside like that, keep their momentum up. And it's a little harder to run the inside from what I can see and keep your momentum going. Unless you can really dive it in there like he tried to, but he just couldn't keep it up. Seems like there's just so much more driver on a dirt track than on an asphalt track. Funny to watch the crowd later walking around. You go into the concession stand, everyone's face is black from dirt. I was talking to a guy yesterday. I had met for the first time. He was pouring concrete on a garage, and I asked him if he was a race car fan. He said he was the biggest fan in the world, and he watches all the NASCAR races on TV. So I asked him if he ever went to Lee or Star Speedway or any other tracks, and he's like, no, I don't. So much for the biggest race car fan in the world. I say you're not a real race car fan unless you're sitting here eating a hot dog and it's 40 degrees out and the dirt's flying. Look at Dan. He's just working his way through the traffic, doing a really nice job. Inside, outside, didn't matter. And they did give him room. I got to say, they respect, the leaders coming by, and they respect that. I remember some races we were in where you'd be trying to lap somebody and they give him the passing flag, and the guy just thought he was fighting the leader. He thought he was running for first place and he's running for 15th, and then he'll try to block you and wreck you and everything. But that's not the way to go. So here's Dan Duval and the 17 of Chris Donald. Chris has caught him. And they're going at it for the lead. Chris isn't quite there yet. I tell you, Dan's really fast. And Chris could close it up a little bit, but not enough to get by him so far. 20-something laps. There's a flag stand in front of you, so keep an eye on him. Alright, he's trying the inside. But like I said, you can't get your momentum and keep it. 2 to go. Lap car. Down that lap car, get out of the way. Thought it was 2 to go. I guess it's not. It must be about 5 to go or so. And the lap car is still in the way. Okay, there's the two to go right there. And Dan Duval might just hold on for this one. Looks like he's gonna. Well, there's an instance of the lap car messing everybody up. Instead of just getting out of the way, he starts fighting the second place car. Not too crazy about that. Here we are.
14th out of 16, but you didn't pass the important one. No, I usually don't get too upset about this stuff, but I'm pretty upset.
Chris ended up
We had to pass the
second
start
place.
line. We were really hauling coming up through there and made good ground, and things just didn't play out for me there in lap traffic, or, we would have been standing up front where I really wanted to be tonight. But, hey, congratulations again. You did a good job. Kept it in the lead, and that's what we needed to. All right, well, we've had a successful season here at Canaan over the years. Congratulations. Thank you very much. All right, and your second place, Chris Dye, and in third place, Clay Dow with number 58.
There's third place.
Final time out here, and we've seen you here before. It was a solid run, a top three tonight. I guess you'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I knew once I saw Chris go by me on the high side, that was the place to be. But once we get up there, we got low, and we kind of went up in the heat race and made a few changes. But I got to thank everyone for coming out and hate to see this place go.
All right, well, what I'll do, and that was a good one. Congratulations, Clay Dow. He's your third place, Baxter.
He had a nice little kid presenting trophies. That was pretty cool.
Get the picture, buddy. Right here.
Number 7 on serious, ladies and gentlemen.
And there's your winner,
Heavy hitters there
Dan
behind you,
Duval.
and, well, I guess it was a good place to be tonight, and I guess you had one pedal that really wasn't working too good.
Yeah, well, we started up front by virtue of me wrecking the car there two weeks ago, and lost the race and didn't make the second show. So we got the fortunate start up front. It's a good thing too, I guess, because Chris was really coming. But I want to thank everybody for putting the show on. Dick putting the show on. We've been here, I don't know, 22 years, I guess now, something like that. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. I know it's been a long day, but the modified show is going to be good. The track's pretty decent.
Well, I guess you had no brakes, but when you're up front, I guess it's one pedal you don't have to use very often.
Yeah, I was actually using it quite a bit. I'm not sure when I lost it, but must have been one or two to go. And Chris showed his nose there going down the back stretch, and I said, boy, I better keep going. Oh my God. But we got to the bottom and it worked out pretty well. Thank you very much.
All right, it's certainly a well night for him. He'll go down in the history books as the final sprint car winner in the Canaan Dirt Speedway history. And congratulations for Chris Donnelly in the
And there's a little buddy presenting the trophies. It's all exciting. It's a lot of hard work to rebuild that car. This doesn't happen by luck, that's for sure. Good driving, nice equipment. Like I say, I'm sure there are a lot of midnight nights putting everything back together and making everything right. Well, we have more racing action for next week from Canaan, the coupes and the late models. And we still have more from Lee Speedway from the week before. So we'll keep showing you racing action. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.